So I thought I would try out my newly acquired rucksack with a 15-pound weight inside of it on my first walk for November the 1st. I was gonna start chatting on these little steps, but I thought I would stop and let my cat pass me by because he does tend to like to trip me up on stairs, and that would not be cool. Now normally I go for 2 walks a day, and that's with Gus, but I've been slacking out on that because of how dark and cold it is, especially in the evening part of it. I might catch the morning walk, but the evening one I wussy out on. And if I do that going into the future, I'll make sure I get my butt up on my treadmill and get my steps in like I was planning on doing. Now I was watching a video made by a friend of mine online, and she was trying out the rucking as well, but she was using weighted vests. Now I had looked at that, and Black Friday does have some really great sales, but only if you want to use the light weighted vests. Now you can get a 12-pound one for 29 bucks, and that's a pretty good deal. Now my plans was to My plan was to put as much weight in my rucksack as I lose. So right now I put in 15 pounds. I will bump it up this week each day to equal the amount of pounds I've lost. And as time rolls on and as I lose more weight, I'll add that weight into my rucksack just to keep my bones and muscles growing. And I'm just testing it out today. I shouldn't even say that this is causing me to puff and pant, because without the rucksack I'd be puffing and panting. So I will continue on. It's a beautiful day, and I'm gonna grab Gus and take him for his walk. It's fairly early and it's still light out, and yeah, it's gonna be an experiment, and I hope I don't see too many people pass me by on Country Lane looking at me like I'm a nut. Did you know that my nickname was a nut at one point? Nutty Nettie, a nut. If you go fishing, take a net. If you play volleyball, take a net. I've heard them all. So I decided that I've been letting my health go for the last, about a month. I put on a bunch of weight again, probably about 10 pounds. And so yeah, get back after it, take it off. Our Christmas season is going to be pretty quiet, so I'm going to continue to work on this. I was going to wait until winter started. I was going to call it I Am My Winter Project, but it kind of feels like winter. It's kind of white. It's kind of chilly. I can start now, and by the time winter starts, hopefully I'll have my weight back down to where it was a month ago. So that's my plan anyways. One of the fun things about this rucksack is that little... I got pulled over because he had to pee. Give him a moment. One of the fun things is I can tie my leash off onto the waistband. I'll turn you around. I couldn't figure out how to turn this around without, starting my video over again. So I can tie Gussie to me so I can handle this. And I also grabbed myself a toque, popped on my headphones because, well, it was just a little bit more crisper out than what I thought as my nose starts to drip. And the headphones makes my ears feel nice and warm. I'm supposed to be able to still talk, but puff a little. I am succeeding at that. Now, I don't know if it's the same for you on when you're watching YouTube or Facebook or what have you, but constantly and forever, 95% of the ads was for Japanese walking or Tai Chi walking. So I had to go look up what on earth they were talking about. And both of those kinds are two different kinds. Tai Chi is very slow. The Japanese walking, though, is about 30 minutes of regular pace. 30 minutes. 3 minutes of regular pace. And then 3 minutes as fast of walking as you can. Then 3 minutes of regular pace, and do that about 5 times. So for about 2 weeks, I've been practicing that and giving that a go, and that seems to be going all right. Now I'm trying this ruck walking, where you do put weight in the backpack, and I'm doing that because I want to keep my bones strong and build some muscle strength, especially in my legs. And as we get older, probably past the age of 40, maybe even younger, our muscles start weakening, our bones start weakening, and we have to actually make effort to keep them strong. So this is the way I'm doing it. I figure if I don't like using this rucksack for walking, I could always use it for when in the spring we plan on checking out all the tourist attractions around us, because I like to give our guests a heads up as to what they can see and do around here. So my plan going forward is, once I get this weight stable in the rucksack, basically brought up to about the 20-pound mark of where I am for what I've lost since I put the 10 back on. I don't know why he keeps looking back there. Although sometimes he kind of saves my butt because I always have headphones on, and he notices when cars are coming up behind me. So my plan is to do a combination of wearing this rucksack with a weight in it and doing that Japanese walking. See what that can do for me. Keep an eye on my blood pressure, because, well, that sucks. Keep an eye on what this all does for my pulse, because that's a little higher than I'd like. And just keep track of it every day. What I was doing this weekend was making a plan for myself. Making a plan for myself from head to toe for self-care and getting my health back. So one of the tools that I found very handy for me, that I have been using for, I don't know, a few years now. Now, I've not been so successful, but if I use it properly, it will be a good aid. And it's a fitness nutrition tracker by, I think it's by Jovi Ames. I'll pop up a picture. And I just love it. I use the long version because it gives you a full page of journaling. What works, what doesn't work. Basically, journaling, which is also good for your mental well-being. And I thought I'd also spend more time talking about gaining physical health, because I spent a lot of time on the mental health stuff since I've started. So now it's time to focus on physical issues. Another thing that I have been watching online is the benefits of using a rebounder. And by gosh, we've got one. I located it, and now I'm going to move it into the house and try bouncing around on there. Because now we have kind of two systems in our body. One is your blood system, your vascular, and the other is your lymph. Now your vascular does have a pump pushing things around, you know, your heart and all those valves that kind of send things in the right direction. Well, your lymph doesn't. And so rebounding helps on that issue. So I'll be checking that out too right after this. So that'll be interesting. But back to walking with this backpack, rucksack. One of the big reasons is I'm 60, but I have a 9-year-old, but that's even irrelevant. I want to be strong as I age. I want to be able to get up and down on my own. I don't want to be the frail elderly way too soon in life. Chances are you don't either, right? And I thought I would try this out, let you know how it goes. It is a cheap way of doing things if you're on a budget, because chances are you got a backpack somewhere in your house. Steal one from the grandkids. You do know that every year they want a different one, they're into something else, and so chances are they don't want the one from last year. So grab that one. Now I was trying to use my scales to weigh. Oh God, Gus is pulling me over for a poop. I'll give him his privacy. So I was using my one scale, and it didn't even register at all anything on it. I'm wondering if it's just one of those ones where you wear your bare feet and it measures. I have no idea how it works, but that one didn't work. So I brought in my old school scale from the bathroom, tried it. It also did not work. Maybe it just doesn't like 10 pounds. Maybe it's just too light for it. My only other choice is to weigh myself and then pick up an object and re-weigh myself and subtract the difference, especially when I get into things like 19 pounds. How do you make that exactly work? And I got to look around my house for various objects that are various weights. So right now, I just happen to have dumbbells downstairs, so they were perfect to hit the 15 anyway. Tomorrow I'll put in another pound and just make it a little harder. I'm finding it not too bad. I've done more than half the walk, and I'm not dying yet. Well, I haven't died, but it's going good. And the other thing I want to do is get into shuffle dancing. Basically, with all of this stuff, I would think I'd get my steps in, get my cardio worked on. The rucksack helps with some of the muscle issues and building strength. And yeah, building strength is going to be the next thing that I'll be working on, because, well, that's very important as well. What I don't want is to lose a whole bunch of weight, because I've been skinny before, like skinny, but not strong. I don't want to be weak skinny so that wind can blow you over. I want to have some musculature underneath all of that. I thought I would turn myself back on, because the howling of the wolf dogs, I love it. I don't mean to walk by and irritate them and get them rolling, but it's kind of fun. They're behind, I don't know, looks like 10-foot fences. We're safe on this side. Gus is feeling pretty cocky about it all. I mentioned that I was making a plan for myself this weekend, from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. And that includes all the internals as well, right? Because the blood pressure is an issue for me, and Dad has CHF, cardiac issues. And when you see me jerk around, it's because Gus is pulling me off my feet. But he's learning to follow me because I'm a little bit bigger than him. I'll see if I can find them. There you guys are. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally jump over that fence in with them. Made our way past the howling barking dogs. I have a few more tools in my toolbox, like real tools, not just, methods. One of them is the lumen. Now, I check my breath morning and night, and what it does is measures your carb burn, or what you're burning. Hard for me to explain. I'll have this figured out, explain to you better later. But when I am extra heavy on the carbs, I don't even come out of the carb burn. I barely burn any fat at all. And so the whole point is to get into more of a fat burning situation. So that's why I'm checking myself twice a day. It goes into your little app on the phone. Now I just bought it for the tool itself. I haven't bought a subscription or anything like that because I really don't want it telling me a plan. I will create a plan that works for me. It will just keep me informed as to how I'm doing. Plus, you also stay in carb burning if you have shit sleeps, and I often have crap sleeps, so that's another issue. I also have a blood pressure monitor at home that I check my blood pressure, and I really should be checking it about 3 times a day to give myself a fair number there. So I'll be doing that, and I keep all this information in the health journal, the journal that I talked to you about by Jovi Ames. Now, maybe one day I'll create my own because I love a lot about it, but there's some things that I would change. Now I'm going to go find my husband. He's in the workshop trying to make it safer in the mezzanine because it's kind of really open and anybody can fall off there to their doom. So he's going to make it safe. And I'm pretty sure I spotted a rebounder in there. So I'll see if he can roll that on over to the house for me. Yes, that mezzanine is open, and those square holes, if any of the kids got up there, they could definitely fall down onto the cement ground and do some damage to themselves. So he's making a man cave up there and making it much safer. And voila, I have spotted the rebounder, and Owen says he'll bring it in for me. Yay! Well, I parked myself into my my sitting area. It's my rocking chair. It's my cuddle chair with Jasmine. It's my cuddle chair with Gus. Right, Gus? And it's the area where I've set up where I do my monitoring of my blood pressure and where I do my charting. This was the book I was talking about by Jovi Ames. I love it. It is the long version. It has everything you need, your plans, what you're going to eat, your journaling for the day. I just love this book. I have a zillion copies of it. As I have gone through the last few years, I would do fresh starts over and over and over again, and then I would have another new book. It's not that expensive, and it's really handy. And taking a slurp of my vitamin drink. Now, this is to help me through the cold and flu season. I use the bubbly drinks. So it's basically flavored carbonated water. 0 calories in that. I have 2 in here, and I put in a couple tablets of effervescent vitamin C's and vitamin B's. So they all fizzle and bubble and turn this into a vitamin drink for me, and I quite enjoy it. And this is where my blood pressure machine is. Oh, let's see. I don't want to have to get naked. Just watch. This is just, oh God, excuse me. Pardon me for one moment. Well, this is just most awkward. I couldn't get that thing up far enough. Now I'm just trying to do this without showing anything. Ah. Rip. watching what I'm watching. You're supposed to like relax and rest. Do your box breathing. Feet on the floor. Turn the darn thing on. Crunchity crunchy crunch on Gus. Oh God. They're trying to sneak this in while the girls are running around, and I told them if they wanted to come in, they can come in downstairs through those doors. They don't have to come bursting through back in here. It's always interesting trying to video around children. Ow. Holy Mother of God. That was awful. That is terrible. That's absolutely terrible. I'll be checking it again in about 10 minutes. In this book, I keep track of my food intake, my weight, my fasting hours, the steps I take, the blood pressures, the lumen results I get in the morning and the evening. I do set up goals the night before, and I journal about it, and I try to keep up because, you know, it's so easy to get behind. See, I'm trying to calm down till I get my blood pressure. I changed shirts so that it would be much more graceful, if you know what I mean. Much better. Good thing I didn't race off to the hospital. Jeez. $158 on 96. Still bad, but not horrific like 10 minutes ago. Crazy. Maybe that was from Rucking. I don't know. We'll find out. You know what happens when you plan on starting all over again tomorrow? Just got a message. The neighbors, they're sending over freshly baked peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies. Oh my Lord. So I'm going to scoop them right now. And I might even breathe some in. It will be a struggle. Help! Send help!